Spider-Man No Way Home is finally here, and today we're going to be doing a 100% non-spoiler review. So if it's not in the trailer, we're not going to be talking about it today, so you're in good hands. This movie is once again directed by John Watts and stars Tom Holland, Zendaya, and Benedict Cumberbatch. And this movie takes place right after the events of the previous film, where the entire world knows the identity of Spider-Man. So Peter Parker turns to Doctor Strange to turn things around and make everybody forget the identity of Spider-Man, but a whole lot goes wrong, and a lot of worlds open up with different villains. And that's all I can really say without spoiling this movie. It's really hard to not spoil this movie, by the way. Back in the day, I was a really big fan of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, except for the third one, obviously, we all know is an ice cream bowl of shit.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
The previous MCU Spider-Man movies were really solid and not mind-blowing, but they were really fun movies. And I usually am pretty harsh with MCU films, mostly because they're a little too formulaic for me. But Spider-Man always got a bit of a pass, and I honestly think this movie has an Avengers level hype behind it. This movie is so hyped up and doesn't meet those expectations.
Oh boy, yeah.
You bet your sweet red spandex ass it does. Let's start off with the pros. This movie feels significantly bigger than the two previous films. The scope, the stakes, the threats, everything is really cranked up to an 11 here. And the action sequences are seriously Sam Raimi level action sequences. The hand-to-hand combat is also upgraded once again here. It's just such a good freaking movie. It's so entertaining, and it really does a good job of sucking you in. You're just laser focused, particularly in that second half. The performances all across the board are phenomenal. Tom Holland does his best portrayal of Spider-Man and Peter Parker in this film. Zendaya also has great character development this time around, so she has a lot more depth. And Willem Dafoe, good lord, he is a freaking gem. Willem Dafoe kills it. He's so terrifying in this movie. And this movie also has a lot of heart, and I wasn't anticipating that much heart to it. It was so good. It's a lot more than just action and fun and fan service. And don't worry guys, the fan service never gets in the way. This is a grounded Spider-Man movie at the end of the day, and that's what we all really want. Some of the best moments in any Spider-Man movie is when Peter Parker struggles to juggle his personal life with being Spider-Man at the same time, and this movie does a really good job of that. That's when it feels like a really solid Spider-Man movie, and this movie just totally kills it. And now on to the cons. I did not love the first half of this movie, and sometimes the humor doesn't land, and the comic relief happens a little too frequently in my opinion. I feel like they needed to scale back a little bit on that. And look, I love Michael Giacchino. He's one of my favorite composers working today, but I don't like his Spider-Man score. I don't like the OG rendition of the theme song, and I don't like his new version of the theme song either. It just doesn't work for me, and I also wish I saw more of New York in this film. It doesn't feel like I'm in New York. This isn't really a con. This is something I wish I saw more of, but in the old Spider-Man movies, New York felt like its own character, had its own atmosphere and personality, and I feel like these three movies really lack that, and I kind of wish I saw more of that. Overall, this is an epic Spider-Man that you just have to see. It's an incredible movie. I don't know if I love this movie more than Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, but it's up there. It might be better, it might not. There is a thing called recency bias, so I can't really say. I'm gonna have to really let that marinate, but it is one of the best MCU movies, hands down. I'm gonna give Spider-Man No Way Home an A. Now I want to know what you guys think. What is your favorite Spider-Man movie? Let me know in the comment section down below. And please smash the crap out of that like, subscribe, and notification button if you want to see more movie reviews. Have your tickets ready. I'll see you guys at the next movie.